Okay, supposedly we are live. I think. Can people hear us? Are we there? Are we good? You are live! The internet can totally see you now. To stop, use your encoder. Alright, I'm gonna hit... I'm gonna double check. I will hit... Ooh. I'm not gonna hit record. A lot of stuff going on here. Are we good? Are we... Do we... Is the stream coming in okay for you guys? Does it look... If it starts getting fuzzy at all, please let me know and I will try to fix stuff on my end. That's why that slow mode is on. The sound, hold on, the stream is fine, the sound is not. Slight audio delay. We can only hear one person. Oh, hold on. I see it. I know the problem. The rest of you guys talk.
Can't hear Brent. Trust me, you're not missing anything.
Hey, now.
Other mics all bad. All right, you guys should be able to hear the rest of them now.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, hello.
Can you hear us?
We see you.
Gotta wait for chat to catch up.
I'm going to assume they're going to tell us that they're going to be good. So let's wait and see if we get a... so still can't hear me, but we're going to try it anyway.
So, they can't hear me.
A bit quiet, but I can hear them. I'll go ahead and turn them up. They should be a little bit louder now.
I am still speaking. Can you hear the sultry sound of my voice?
All my things fall.
Putting up the non-talent. Yeah, I put them up. I will go ahead and turn myself just a little bit down, a little further. Does that make it a little bit better? Turn
I don't
it
know.
off and back on again.
It's technically a secret, but it's
Right,
So I can hear Bryn too. I still can hear Bryn a little much right
Yeah,
now.
lots of Bryn.
Your voice is so sultry.
I got
All
All right.
Can you guys hear the other three okay? Because obviously my setup's running through the main encoder, but they're all on Skype. Can you guys hear them good now? Overcompensated now.
You guys might need to do some dialing on your end to tweak it into place, but right now it sounds like we got 4 voices and at least 3 pictures that I can see. So I'm going to call that a win, and thank Talon for setting this up for us.
Yay!
And thank all of you for showing up. How many people do we have, Talon?
We have, last I saw, about 130 people. I have no idea with the webpage I'm on the back end. I don't know how to
It
check
says 203 now.
I see 193.
I'm muting myself when I'm not talking just because there's some playtesting going on behind me, so I want to make sure I'm not overpowering anything.
Top left is loud while the bottom left is hard to hear. Brent, speak up.
Really? Okay, I can speak up. I can use my diaphragm.
Wait, bottom left is too quiet. That bottom left is me.
That's you, Talon.
Oh. Okay, well, I can turn myself up. I can max myself out. How's that? Testing, testing. Yeah, there we go. That should be louder.
All right, so let's start with a welcome to our first and probably only Kickstarter AMA stream here. So we figured the campaign was almost over, so what we really should do is introduce ourselves.
We've
Thank
got little
you all.
videos along the way.
That's right. Thank you all for coming out for this. We do appreciate it. We'll be tweaking some things into place as we go. But let's start with, I don't see any questions other than why is Ojikeo's underwear on backwards. So I'm going to go to the list over here and pick a question.
I thought we were supposed to introduce ourselves.
Until I see, all right, fine. Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm the owner at Catalyst Game Labs, and I was a Battletech author for many, many moons. And thanks to Mike Stackpole's devious underhanded nature, I will be again very soon, it looks like, writing Battletech novels again. So that's me. And Randall, hand it off to you.
I'm Randall Bills, and I've been working on BattleTech for 20 plus years. I've published a couple of novels, worked on the development side for many, many years, and still after all this time, love it to death. Love being involved as much as I can, helping produce all this great stuff we're doing. Brent?
I'm Brent Evans. I'm the current line developer for BattleTech because I drew the short straw, and I'm also the senior art director. So hey, that's me. Took you over about 2 years ago when we needed someone to assign some creative vision that wasn't Randall.
Yes. And then I'm obviously, as you guys know, I'm Talon. I've been the face of the Kickstarter so far on a lot of the videos for you guys. I actually do advertising for Catalyst Game Labs as my main part for what I do for them.
I'm also writing down questions as I see them, so we can start answering. I'm going to go ahead and answer the first one I saw. So, Talon, you're going to have to really, hopefully we can scroll here because this is going to get it's going fast.
Yeah, you can scroll if you want to.
All right, I'm going to jump into the first one and just answer a question. Will characters be clan era only? That was a question from Selin Wally. And I'm sorry if I got that wrong. The answer is no. The characters, the canon characters, will be appearing throughout all realms, all eras of BattleTech. They'll be showing up in fiction, in source books, on cards. There is no guarantee where it will show up. All we will guarantee is we will get you in there, everyone in there as when we can. So it's going to take us some time, but we are open. We'll open up the entire era list. That way, if you prefer Star League, Jihad, Civil War, anything like that, you can make a quick little note in your affiliation. House Davian, Civil War, things like that. We will do our best. But there we go. That's my first answer. Randall, pick one.
They're moving kind of fast here, so trying to get that.
You can scroll through it.
Yeah, one of them was, will the 3025, 3052 maps be available for purchase as add-ons? That's actually maybe a Lauren question that I can push back at him. Currently, they are not, but do we want to offer that as an add-on that people can purchase separately? Lauren?
We got 3 posters, maybe 4 already going out there, so that would be a good fourth poster to help solve the problem about the mech recognition poster. So let's call that a qualified yes, and we'll try to dial that in a little better.
Okay.
It is also
Brent, I see one here for you.
Yeah, it's clearly for me. It says, when will Lauren teach Talon how to say Colonel?
Yeah, I saw that.
Sandy says, will we get concept art, even sketches of what the resculpt will look like before the Pledge Manager comes out?
Before the Pledge Manager comes out? No. You are going to have to live in the dark age. No, actually, a lot of that stuff is in the works. So we will reveal it once it's worth revealing. But there's a whole lot of designs here, and we have a bunch of artists all working on them and stuff. So, and by a bunch of artists, I really mean one main artist and then his team of sculptors to help.
You got to mute Ben Brenner. Send him to the other room. I think it's also safe to say we've got at least 60 to 90 days for the Pledge Manager, which means we're going to see a lot of concept art before the Pledge Manager is finished. So that's also probably a helpful thing.
Yeah, I would say before it closes, you're at least going to see half, and you actually might even see maybe even 3/4 in sketch format. I'm just not exactly sure whether you'll see all of it, but we will certainly try our best.
Yeah.
Kid Awesome. Will the storyline continue to move on after the Ill Clan? I'm just going to say yes and leave that one alone.
Yeah, Ill Clan is going to be the launch pad for the next 10 years worth of stories and events that we do for BattleTech. But once again, my primary focus as the line developer is to make sure we get all the core product back in print on store shelves 12 months straight, making sure the people straight out of a demo can jump in, bringing back the old fans and bringing in new ones. So yeah, you will see all of that stuff with the timeline continue, but also know that you'll continue to see us focus on keeping all of the eras alive and the core fundamental products that keep BattleTech alive in store shelves ready to go.
I got one for Randall here, though I'm going to stop quick. The abstruse one asks, Did you happen to notice you were featured as one of the select Kickstarters in this week's News Digest on N-World? No, but that's really cool. Thanks for the heads up.
That's pretty cool, actually.
That's
Randall,
awesome.
Randall, why no Star League option for dices and faction packs?
Ultimately, that just came down to we had to cut it off. As it was, we kind of snuck in the FedCom because you guys asked for it. Who knows if we reach 2 million and kind of keep going above that, maybe we'll just toss that on the pile and I'll ignore Lauren screaming and yelling. But really, right now, we have 30 different logos that we have to put into patches and lapel pins and T-shirts and coins. These spreadsheets are truly massive, and we're just trying to draw lines in the sand so we can deliver this appropriately. But who knows? Maybe the Star League will still sneak in there.
Brandon, by the way, Brandon, if you see an art-only question, make sure you yell. I'm just going in order and grabbing them as I find them. So if you see one that applies to you, let me know.
So I actually did see another one. Oh, yeah. That's funny. I'm sitting here going, any more Blaine Perdot fiction snicker, and of course it's from Blaine. So hey, Blaine.
Well, he Blaine's in here. Oh, I see him. He's right there.
Yeah, that was super funny. But for those that actually are interested in that, just like in a Game of Armored Combat in the beginner box set, there will be a short story in there, and that is being written by Blaine. So he's plenty more fiction coming from him.
All right. Quick shot to Flash Fireball. That's good to hear. Thank you. Carathe, will there be dice or faction bundles to grab multiples at reduced cost? For example, 5 dice sets for $20 or similar. Probably we have a crazy list of SKUs. With all the T-shirt sizing issues, we're going to have over 300 SKUs by the time we're done to keep track of and get to you guys. So adding more SKUs is going to be the fulfillment agency is going to basically fight a lot for us not to keep adding SKUs. However, we will add at least 1 collector set for each faction logo piece. That would be patches, T-shirts, lapel pins, and coins. So if you're only going to get a few, cool, get them singly. If you want them all, we will deliver a set, and I believe we're going to get at least a 20% discount on there once I get the margins out of our factory to know how much room I got to play with. So I will get a collector set out there, but it may be an all or nothing kind of a deal. So that's the best I've got at the moment.
If I can jump in, Fungazi just threw up a question about lady shirts, please, with lots of capital letters. I just want to respond on that one because I got the word from Lauren earlier today, and I posted some on the comment section. Yes, we will be doing ladies' shirts as well as men's shirts for availability. So yes, those will be a possibility.
So I see another one here that Ursus, who just jumped in, posted, which is, are the elementals going to get more love than their initial model?
That's an interesting question. Right now, we're trying to nail down the specifics of exactly how much love the elementals are going to get. One of the things we wanted to be able to pull off is to have 10 different poses so that if you get 2 points, it'll actually be 10 elementals all in different poses on 2 hex spaces. One of the difficulties there is figuring out how to get once the new sculpt is all squared away and scaled appropriately, then getting it to pose and place on the hex in a way that is still functional and paintable is going to be a thing. So we're still trial and erroring the elemental. You're going to see updates on that further. I know that Randall, Ray, myself, and Anthony were working on the final edits to the revisions on the elemental suit today, based off all of the feedback that you guys did on the survey. So elementals will be to come. You will see further postings as we continue to send updates out regarding the Kickstarter about those. Exactly what the final is going to look like, I don't know.
And for those who are wondering, that's also why the elemental is currently not able to be selected as a reward, but only as an add-on, because there's too much we don't know about that one pack right now. So we're getting the information we can. Randall, a question from Angry Raisin. Will you be able to use 2 of the Strand of Mechty maps to create one giant circle of equals instead of one half, or is that still in design process?
It's still in design process, but that is the idea, that if you bought 2 of the Astronomecti neoprene maps and slap it down, then you would have one giant circle of equals. But there's we plan, Brent and I are planning on putting together a whole update that will kind of walk you through the amazing process that we have built for these maps. You know, we have 28 new maps that you guys helped us unlock, and it is a gargantuan process. And luckily for the map pack grasslands and the 2 previous box sets, we had already put together the team and the process for that. So there's just so much cool coming. But yeah, I think a couple of good updates will really help to showcase and explain how that process works. Another one that I've seen several times now is novels in print as opposed to EPUBs. So the short of it is that printing a mass printing of novels and getting them onto store shelves is exceedingly difficult, and that's not just for us, it's for everybody. But we are, print on demand has reached a stage where we are starting to move all of our fiction and even looking at our old source books and moving that to print on demand. So almost any new fiction that we release in a novel form, you have the ability to go and order it, and a POD shows right up at your door, and it's gotten so good you almost can't tell the difference between one of those and what you would have, you know, purchased previously with more of a mass market printing. So yes, the plan is to make it more and more available for people to have a physical product.
Also, with this many awesome backers, John Helpers and I are working on a plan that if we can reach a minimum critical mass for novelists who want to simply subscribe to like a book of the month collection, that we could then pre-print, not as POD, we could print an actual run of novels and then send them out. Because the problem is really being able to print enough up front to bring the cost down to pass along to you guys. So this Kickstarter may be able to generate a lot of things we couldn't do before, because we now have access to a great core of Battletech fans. So that's a maybe on that one. But if John Helfers comes in later, we can definitely talk to him about that.
Nice. I've got 3 questions all in a row, if you don't mind. The first
go for it.
To you, Lauren, or I'm sorry, you, Randall. Will the rules for the elementals be included in the Clan Invasion box set?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But before I said yes, I want to make sure. David Baker. Hi, David. Given the success of the Kickstarter, are there plans to do additional Kickstarters in the future for other eras and whatnot? Lauren, as the face of God, what would you like to say?
I'm going to say absolutely, because this has been a lot of fun. We're all exhausted, but it was a lot of fun. But we really don't want to do that until this one has wrapped or is wrapping up. So we bit off a lot with this one, guys. We've learned some hard lessons lately. We are going to be basically focused on this to get you guys what you asked for, what we promised. And if that goes well, if we've proven we can do this well, then yes, we'd be happy to do this again.
Yeah. Okay, last one. This one is directed specifically to me. Matt Carper asked, so if is the 3145 timeline now considered the starting point for canon? No, it's not. The starting point for canon is still absolutely pre-Clan Invasion. We're talking 3025, roughly speaking, would be what we would consider the starting point for the IP. We intend to continue to support all of the eras moving forward. With that said, there are some very key story beat moments with 3145 and beyond as we go through the Ill Clan events and whatnot. So know that you will see a lot of stuff hitting forward on the timeline, but we will still absolutely be continuing to support all of the eras, and the entry point is still pre-Clan Invasion.
So I got a quick question. The Kane 5041. If you want to ask that question more specifically, I'm not sure what problems you're referring to. So if you give me a better question, I'll try to get you a specific answer. But for Randall, which mech packs do you expect to be in the first wave?
Just give me a second. I will open up. That's actually why I had my mega spreadsheet open here. So give me a second. So we are looking at, so for the first wave, I feel very confident that we will have, in addition to the Clan Invasion box set, we will also have the Clan Command Star, the Inner Sphere Command Lance, and the Clan Heavy Star. Then I'm hoping that we might even be able to sneak in the Battle Lance, the Inner Sphere Battle Lance, and Clan Firestar. I will be able to provide an update, in 3 to 4 weeks, how likely that is. But that's kind of where it falls right now. So we're looking definitively 3 packs, very good 4 packs, and we might even be able to push it up to 5 or 6. Again, in addition to what's in the Clan Invasion box set.
So, guys, Fernando Garcia really, really wants to ask whether Aiden Pride will be available in the pilot card.
One more time.
He wants to know if Aiden Pride will be available as a pilot card. Admittedly, there's phenomenal art for Aiden Pride in the past and stuff. That's not something that we would need to do for the new art for Get Yourself Written in as canon. But I don't remember if we had ever discussed having existing art and stuff in and existing canon characters included in any of those packs.
That's an interesting idea. I think it's worth discussing, but I can't say definitively, yes, that's what we're going to do. But it is an interesting direction that do we go through and take some of the more quintessential characters and give them pilot cards? That's a cool concept. We'll have to look at that.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of great art back done in the day, so it'd be fun.
So Black Tau asks, can I delay my Wave 1 shipment until Wave 2 Lance box is ready? Pretty good question.
That is something we've discussed with both CrowdOx and our fulfillment company, Quartermaster. They are recommending against it heavily because for various reasons. We're discussing with Quartermaster and CrowdOx, our fulfillment and pledge manager partners.
I don't think we're live right now. Stream resumed. The stream is continuing. Okay, we're back on, I think.
Back on?
Yeah, I think my computer just threw a giant hissy fit over that. Whatever just happened.
All right.
It was not
I'll
happy
try this
about
one
it.
more time. Hopefully, Town, you can watch and make sure people tell us we're back live again.
Yep,
so,
I'm
hey,
watching. Yep, we're live again.
Don't everyone fake, but just we'll keep going. CrowdOx and Quartermaster, our partners, we've discussed this with them, the idea of doing single wave shipping. They have heavily recommended we do not do that for a couple reasons, from a logistics point of view and a customer service point of view. So we are going to continue to discuss that to see if there's a way to do it that doesn't cause that solves one problem and causes 3 more problems. So we're still working on finding a way around that. MacBull and the Executioner, nice, has a question about shipping. How are countries that are part of Europe, the European continent, but not part of the EU, going to be categorized for shipping? That's a good question. Unfortunately, Quartermaster has not provided me the answer for that one yet. They will be either categorized as similarly to other non-EU European countries, or you'll be fitting into the ROW, Rest of World category. I don't know which one's more appropriate at this time. I'm hoping to get more information from Quartermaster tonight, so I can post up the big table. So more information coming, but you at least know about where you're likely to fit into that scale. But I'm doing my best to get you a better answer.
Kimo wanted to know how shipping is going to work for Hawaii and Alaska. Do we know yet?
They will either provide. They're asking me which way we want to do it. Either they could do it fast and expensive, or a week slower and about half as cheap or half as expensive. So unless I hear an outpouring from the fans, I'm going to suggest we do it an extra week. It's not going to we're not like it's going to be like rushing to game stores. We're going to make sure you all get your stuff first. I'm going to opt for the extra week and half the cost. So, but it will be trackable. Must be trackable. So that's what we're looking at for Hawaii and Alaska.
So X13 Rads asks, will a Netflix Battletech animated series ever happen?
Somebody shoot that man.
Wow.
That is so beyond our pay grade, I can't even begin to tell you.
Yeah, the number of stars that would have to align to make that possible.
Would we love to see it? Absolutely. that is beyond, unfortunately, our directive from the Topps company. So dare to dream, and so will we.
Yeah. This is an interesting, Lauren. One of the questions comes through about whether the 5th neoprene map will be available at retail. Now, admittedly, he's talking about the first series of neoprenes, not the ones that we really talked about here. But and that 5th one was always intended to be a demo agent exclusive.
The fifth map will remain a convention or
agent exclusive.
A convention or online exclusive. So we may find ways to add that to our website.
Fire is an imaginary straight line between the.
Randall, you're bleeding through.
I got I'm too loud, Randall. This keeps confusing me. I think it's me on reverb. So it will not be in retail. No, that one will only be available through our websites or conventions.
I have Eric Johnson ask if we're doing. Oh man, I just lost him in the giant stream of it all. Where did you go, Eric? So what happens to IWM if you guys go plastic for the mechs?
Nate, all right. We love Ironwood Metals. We are always working with Ironwood Metals. In fact, they are going to have access to every redesign we do. We are not trying to take over from them. In fact, Mike No at Ironwood always reminds us that every time we put out a plastic mech, his metal sales go up. In fact, Mike is offering a nice little buy four get one free that a set of mechs we're going to add to the pledge manager because he believes in what we're doing. So in the after campaign pledge manager, you're going to see a 5 Ironwood Metals mechs for the price of 4. And I believe he's looking at doing like the classic star. Now these are non-resculpts, but I think he's looking to do the classic clan star, the Timberwolf, the Mad Dog, the Executioner, all those. So watch for that as well. We will continue to work with Ironwood Metals. They're not going anywhere.
No, Ironwood Metals has something like 1,000 plus SKUs. I mean, they have such an amazing volume of stuff, and we will never produce in plastic all the variants for things and all the arms, the customization. Basically, players start with plastic and often graduate into the premium line. So that's going to continue to be the primary niche that Ironwood fills, and they do it phenomenally.
So sorry, what?
Ahead.
No, I was just saying I've seen several questions about those wanting to know about the new magazine, the 2 million stretch goal magazine.
Are we there yet?
We are getting astonishingly close.
We are.
Which is just awesome. Actually, I can do the twofold because I've also seen several questions about what were the expectations. Brent and I were adamant going into this that we would absolutely crack 1 million. But we thought it would be by the end of the campaign. The fact that you guys did that in 4.5 days, much less the fact that we're absolutely going to move past 2 million, is just astonishing and amazing. And you guys are fantastic. Now, back to the magazine question. I have, if I went to my shelf and drug them all out, I have almost every MechForce Quarterly ever published, every Battle Technology ever published. I think I have like every MechForce UK quarterly published, and so there's a lot of love and respect for those. And so the property, the plan absolutely is to go through those and kind of reassess what was it that we all loved about that and how to put that together in a new magazine for both all of us that have been around since the dawn of time, playing this game since the Age of War, as well as for new crowds that are new players that are coming in and doing it. And so there's still a lot of work, so we don't have any definitive answers, but we absolutely are going to take those old magazines that did such a fantastic job and do the best we can to gel that into a new modern magazine that will have you guys excited.
We're also going to talk to a lot of you and through some of our focus groups to figure out what more you want to see, the stuff that we can't fit into a source book or things you've always wanted to know. The nice about the magazine is it can be a living project. We can keep adding or subtracting to form it to be what everyone really kind of wants to see. Randall, or Brent, James Baird, any time frame on the MechWarrior Destiny playtest?
I am hoping that is actually by the end of this month. We are literally laying it out now. Art is coming in. It may slip into September, but we absolutely are excited to get this wrapped up and to get this out to you guys and to have you start banging on it. So, and with that, unfortunately, I had a total scheduling conflict here. I've got a class that I have got to sprint out the door and head up to Everett for. So it has been absolutely fantastic talking to you guys. I will continue to be on Kickstarter and Seen Messages, and Brent and Lauren will be able to carry on without me. So I appreciate all you guys. Fantastic. Thank you for stopping by, and I will talk to you later.
Now we're going to try to get John Helfers in here. Talon, John is now logged
been cut in half.
Oh,
Oh,
John.
cool.
All
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and bring John in here.
John Helfers is logged in and standing by if we can get him on Skype. And while you're doing that, I will try to answer a question here. What does the Urban Mech plushie and Clan Codex dog tag look like? Well, it just so happens right here within reach, I have a very heavy-duty dog tag that was the inspiration for a Clan Codex dog tag. It is a really heavy metal medallion. If you can see the kind of scale on that thing, it's a really good size. There's a really cool logo on it. Think of that as a dagger star. It's also
Will
a
the
bottle
clans
opener.
also be a beer bottle opener?
It's also a bottle opener. We may not add the optional bottle opener to the Clan Codex dog tag, but it's a really nice heavy metal medallion. A really good thick piece of metal, and I think that's gonna be really cool on a really nice chain. So this was actually the inspiration for doing that. Now the Urban Mech plushie, I've got one sitting right over here. I just can't reach it. It's too far away. So unfortunately, I can't go get it right now. So just trust us. It looks really cool. It's kind of there in my imagination. So we're gonna work on that.
Should be a crack pipe if it's a clan thing.
What's that?
Commander Hatchie says should be a crack pipe if it's a clan thing.
So,
Okay. I'm going to steer the conversation a little bit in a new direction. I got to say, we over the course of this Kickstarter, we have considered a crazy variety of things for stretch goals and options for add-ons. But I will say Jason Cabral's recommendation of a Natasha Kerensky body pillow, that one is so far beyond anything we ever considered. That you made Lauren cringe on that one. Well played.
Yeah, that was really good.
Well played.
I love it.
Did not see that coming.
Talon, are you gonna get John Helfers in here?
I'm currently calling him at the moment to see
All right.
what is that.
We'll keep going, guys. We'll just keep going.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see what we got here. How do you guys plan to manage the balance moving the plot and story forward without railroading players? Less fun to play Smoke Jaguar if you know they're just going to be annihilated. Okay, so I think I got this answer is how do you keep doing fiction in the background if you know where the story's already going? You're talking to us.
Hey, Talon, can you mute?
So we do very well confounding expectations sometimes, and just because you know the Smoke Jaguar will be annihilated is somewhere doesn't mean we can't tell good Smoke Jaguar stories still. And sometimes what you think you know may not be the 100% correct truth. In fact, one of my favorite stories I ever wrote was the Young Kerensky series, and people didn't realize till the end of the fourth story, for the most part, I was writing about Alexander Kerensky as a student. And as Randall put it, Randall called me up laughing because he was like, "Oh my God, you made Kerensky an academic pacifist, and some of the names that people love, like Ward and Kell, were absolute dinks." You don't know where we might go with things. If it hasn't shown on screen before, we have a lot of leeway. Even if it has shown on screen before, we have a lot of leeway. So we'll have fun with this. I got the sun coming right in my office right now. That's really annoying.
You should do something with your blinds.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get some shade on the Smoke Jaguars. We recently just released some fiction from Blaine Pardoe, Forever Faithful, that will make you re-question what you think you know about the Smoke Jaguars and the future of the way that story plays out. So if you're a Jaguar fan, you'll absolutely want to read Forever Faithful. It's a fantastic yarn told by one of our guys, one of our authors, maybe on the thread right now.
Who may be watching us, we have to say nice things about them.
Exactly. No, it's awesome story though. Great job. So it doesn't always end when you think it does.
All right, so now that it has a little bit of shade here, let me see what I got here. I want to get nuked. All right, Kevin, we'll get you nuked, I guess. If that's, but for your character, hey. So let me just. That's not really a question, but I'm gonna make it one. If you are okay dying in a fiery ball of plasma, or being kicked in the head by Natasha Kerensky, or knifed in the back by the Death Commando. If you want to have a glorious death in the fiction or in a source book, that will move you right to the top of the list for a lot of authors. So we never have enough really awesome death scenes. So you can always put in your canon character write-up somewhere that's appropriate. If you'd like to be. If you're okay with basically some kind of a fiery death or really awesome death scene, let us know. We will definitely try to help you out.
Here's an interesting one.
Good.
Discow 7. If I have a group of people who pledged canon characters, is there any chance of us getting a Merc unit into canon?
Yes.
I was actually wondering this because some of the cons had the same question.
I've had that question several times. That may be how we get you all into canon, by basically saying if you have like 4, 6, 8 people that all want to be part of a unit, what I would do is when you fill out your mech form, your character form, put in the affiliation, mech unit name, in parentheses, one of number entries. Let us know you've got multiple people who want to do this, so we can go find you all. And we'll probably just sit you off to the side until we get a good place for that Merc unit to show up in fiction or a source book or whatever, and then we'll include you all at once. So yeah, that's a good way to get your Merc unit into the universe as well. People, the units that have more people. If you get a unit that's got 6, 8, 10 people all wanting to be part of the same unit, that helps you bump you up the list a lot. That means we can get a lot of you guys canonized faster. That helps us, because let's face it, we have 2,000 plus canon characters to deliver. We could use the help. If you guys could help, we could use the help. How much will the Irby plushie cost? I have no idea. The most expensive one I've priced so far is with a really awesome plushie company. Is about $42, $45. Now that is a high-end, very plushie. It's crazy good. I'm guessing we won't go with that company, but we might. We just don't. There's too much we don't know about the Urban Mech plushie. So we will deliver quality for value and figure it out.
Here's an interesting one from Charlie Tango. Where are the quads? No Scorpion, no Goliath. What about the Osps? I'll speak on this one because I answered this one at Gen Con. So for what it's worth, the quads are absolutely on the...
it's really sunny over there.
Hey,
I think I finally got John in here.
I hear a John Helfer. I just can't see a John Helfer.
Yeah, John, do you have your camera going?
Nah. Okay, fine. If you really want
We're trying to get a... Hey, there's John.
There we go. I can barely...
Is he there?
There.
There he is.
We managed to repeat things that John says, but we're going to try to get him in here since any fiction question is better answered by him than by us.
That's right.
Wow, a rare compliment by Lauren. I can't believe it.
Oh, he can hear me? Damn it.
Okay, back to the question at hand.
Yes.
It was about the quads, the Scorpion, the Goliath. What about the Osps? So anyway, just know, yes, we will absolutely work on those and get those redesigned. We do definitely intend to bring those to the forefront, just like we did with, the Wolverine, the other quote unquote unseen units. So those will make their place. However, they didn't fit in the products we're doing for this Kickstarter for one very simple, straightforward reason. The quad mechs don't fit on a hex.
Yeah.
Because this is intended to be a retail store compatible product, it had to be able to fit on a hex and work with the packaging, and the quads just simply broke the mold. So expect to see us overhaul those along the way. It will probably...
John, limit your talking off screen, please. You are live.
Okay.
Thank you.
So just know that those mechs will be coming. They will get a facelift. Anthony will be working his magic on those. It will not be immediately, but it will happen.
Eric Johnson asked a similar question. Are vehicles getting cut from the game? No, they're not. We're just starting with, we started with the Armored Combat box. We've moved into the Clan Invasion box, which gives you the intermediate BattleTech play and starts introducing the powered infantry rules. I assume at some point we'll get to another box or rule book, which will start bringing in the vehicle rules again. We're doing it in a very methodical manner. So they're not leaving play. They're just not being reintroduced as fast as some people might like.
One of the important things to remember here is, we started with the beginner box, which was specifically geared to folks straight out of a demo. And then we moved into the Game of Armor Combat, where there's your core box. The Clan Invasion Kickstarter allows a whole bunch of expansions on top of that. But the truth is, when you get into vehicles, you're talking about a different level of gameplay. And the truth is, Ironwood Metals produces all of those vehicles. You can get a huge variety of battlefield tanks and vehicles right now without a problem whatsoever from Ironwood. So we didn't feel that there was a desperate need for those. What we felt like there was a real need for brick and mortar store shelf compatible products that followed up from the Game of Armor Combat.
By the way, if you asked a question we've already answered, I'm probably going to skip over it unless you run out of time. I might come back to a few of these. So my guess is if you didn't see your question answered, if I skipped it, go back through and watch the whole thing. You might find it was already answered. Dragon 0331, I suspect you're a bit surprised by the massive outpouring of support. What's been your favorite part of seeing all this happen? I'm glad you asked that question because we never get tired of this one. Yes, we were a bit surprised. And it was a wonderful surprise. My favorite part of seeing all this happen, actually reconnecting with a lot of the fan base online, in the message groups, also at Gen Con when some of the backers came up and introduced themselves and talked to us. It has just been awesome. And hanging out with BattleTech fans and talking storyline stuff and has just been a blast for me. Brent?
Yeah, for me, there were two things. Number one, the speed with which the first 48 hour, 4 days really, the speed with which everybody jumped in and just this thing ran. That was wonderful for me because Randall and I predicted, and Lauren didn't think it would be quite as crazy as it was. So just once again, knowing that I was right. That was exciting. The other thing, though, has been a wonderful thing is we've now set up the side discussions with the Khan and Kerensky level backers, and having access to a group of super diehard fans that we can throw out development questions and have them punch through things and chew on it and give us direct feedback. That's something that's awesome that we don't normally get to really do with the greater fan base because it quickly spirals out of control. So having a small semi-controlled group has been wonderful, and they've been giving us feedback about all kinds of great stuff.
How about you, John? Can you answer that question? What's been your favorite part of seeing all this happen?
Absolutely. And you guys both gave fantastic, your best reasons. Mine was to see I guess I have to go back to yours, Lauren, is to see the outpouring, to see that there were that many people who are still willing to embrace the IP and come out and want to play it again. That really, and again, Gen Con was a prime example to see of the story and the fiction line. People were happy to see fiction come out. I have to toot my own horn a little bit on that one because I'm the fiction director, but it's all part and parcel of the whole gig. And it's been amazing. It's been an amazing month to see this just keep growing and growing and growing.
All right, so I think John came through mostly coherent there because he's working remotely because he's actually at a convention to promote another weekend of awesome gaming. So he's in. Where are you at, by the way? What state are you in?
Ohio.
You're in Ohio now? Okay.
Yep. In a car still. That's why it may not sound so great.
Yeah, he got stuck in traffic, so he didn't get to his base in time. Real quick. Hello, Daryl. Thank you for the awesome support, and talk to us about more unboxing and videos because that last one you did for us was awesome. So just a little note here. I want to.
I also have another question for Brent, just because I love bringing it up to him in email conversations every single time.
What's that?
Fernando Garcia asks, "What about Lamb and aerospace fighters in plastic?"
Go Lamb!
Yeah. Man, honestly, I love aerospace fighters. I cannot tell you how desperately I want to go redesign like all of the aerospace fighters, because I think doing a facelift on those would look phenomenal. That said, though, that was so far outside of the scope of what we had wanted for this core expansion of box sets. Will those 3D models and things eventually get done? Will you see those available?
Hey, Randall isn't here. Randall's not here. We can say it.
Randall's gonna do it. Randall's gonna have it.
Yeah, Randall left. So I say we say if this goes successfully and we do this again, I'm gonna say I'm putting lambs on the table.
Oh my god.
No. There will be a place for them in plastic. Maybe not. I still write the schedule for Ironwind, and I love Ironwind. So I would much rather see Ironwind do these, because the ways to make all those little pieces, because when you're doing lambs and you're assembling them for gameplay, you want all the bits and bobs. Doing those as an individual pile, like a baggie of bits in plastic, I don't know that that's the way I would want to go with it. But anyway, we love lambs. We love aerospace fighters.
Eric Johnson.
I want full transforming plastic lambs. I want you to make it happen.
Eric Johnson asks, "Are we going to see T-shirts for things?" Well, yes, because things encompasses quite a bit. Eric, I'm not sure what more you're asking there. We're doing 30 T-shirts as part of this Kickstarter. We've got like 3 more T-shirts up on the web store right now, including a full body sub-dye shirt. So yeah, we're gonna do more T-shirts. John, the R2-D2 for life. Question: are the Battletech novels in the storefront physical or digital versions? $4.99.
The $4.99 ones are digital. We are working on the POD program to move more books into physical and digital combos, but that's going to be slow going because we have to integrate it with the warehouse. So it's a little bit more complicated than just slapping up a digital file.
Yep. Okay. We talked about that a little earlier too. So there you go. They're currently digital. We're working on more physical books.
So
Dave Baker and Edward Matta also want to know: will we tell people where their characters are being used? We will try. We'll at least try to keep a spreadsheet or a database somewhere where you can look up what's been done and where.
Yep.
Yeah, finding some way to make that public would probably be the best way to go, because actually notifying people, I can't imagine we would be effective at that.
Here's one for Brent.
Ask for people to be patient, since we have over, I think, 800 names, if I'm not mistaken.
2,000.
Like 2,000, dude.
I have not been informed. Okay. Yeah, we will get to everyone, whether source book or fiction, one of the two, and just be patient with us because there's a lot of names to use.
Brent, Flash Fireball wants to know: will the Alien Worlds map pack be available in the Pledge Manager?
Ooh.
I thought it was.
No, it's not available yet. It's we told them that they'll get the chance to purchase it. When will it be a product is the question, really.
Oh, they're saying when will it be done?
Yeah.
Alien Worlds is actually one of the first ones, so we'll be tackling the ones for the actual box set itself. The Ducaid and the Alien Worlds are all going right now.
So
the
the answer is yes.
Wave 1 then.
We will make it available in the Pledge Manager. Whether it's a Wave 1 or a Wave 2 product, we're not sure, but we will. It'll be available.
Yeah.
So Joshua Jury says, and this is a question that I've seen pop up a couple of times, because we do a lot of the plastics. What about plastic kits with the mechs or lambs still on sprues rather than assembled? So it's a good question. For me, it's a 2-part question of answering his question and why we no longer do the sprues anymore. The unassembled mechs.
You're probably going to get 3 different answers from all 3 of us. But admittedly, right now, our focus is getting low barrier for entry miniatures on tables for people to play. Remember, Ironman Metals is still the premium line for miniatures. And we have no intention of usurping their place in that. So I have been a big proponent of the units in these box sets having no assembly required.
When will we get to see the design for the dice bags from Storm Cujo? I will. That's my fault. Those are not the ones for the Kickstarter.
Backwards, Brent.
Yeah, you're looking at.
I didn't want to show them the Catalyst one. They can't get that one.
They can't get either of those on the Kickstarter. So No,
That's the
that's
35-year anniversary one.
on the website. All right. So that's my fault. I am working. I'll be working with Ravenswood to get those. They will be in the Pledge Manager very soon, so you'll see them before you have to worry about whether or not you want one. There will be a really good picture for you to look at. That's my fault. I will get that fixed.
All right, Lauren, I got one for you because this is your fault.
All right.
Shipping question. I just saw an update on Facebook list. This is by Melendor, the litigator. Shipping question. I just saw an update on Facebook listing shipping prices. Was that an official update or some random? Also, is shipping to New Zealand going to cost under rest of world or Australia?
Okay, so I can actually answer those questions. I have no idea what got put on Facebook. I did post some early rough numbers on the Kickstarter updates that someone may have been pushed to Facebook, but I've got some basic numbers that have been out there. I expect to have better numbers from Quartermaster really any moment now, hopefully very soon. Specifically New Zealand. The numbers I saw from New Zealand, why am I looking at Brett's hand? Oh, the numbers I saw for New Zealand were actually not much worse than Australia. It looked like Australia plus $3 to $5. So I was pretty happy with the New Zealand numbers that I personally saw. So I think you'll be okay. I got one here. Will pilot cards get randomized stats and buffs along with face and mech art? I would say yes. They're going to get pilot cards. Are they going to have stats and quirks and buffs?
I would say yes, but expect a certain degree of fiddle with a bit. So
Yeah.
I expect that we may have messed with something. You don't get to tell us what the stats are going to be. We're going to throw them in there, but
yeah, I'm not sure about stats because I'm not sure how much we want to say. Well, you have to be a 4-3 pilot. The other person gets to be a 2-1 pilot. I'd rather give you some cool little mech quirks or buffs or more ways to make the game interesting to just keep recycling the same. How many stats are there for BattleTech? I mean, we could do a total of like what 36, and that's if we're doing like 6 pilotry, 1 gunnery weirdness. I mean, there's not a lot of stats to give.
I actually have one I can answer for myself. So Anthony Brown asked, question, is Catalyst / BattleTech going to Adepticon again next year? The answer to that is actually yes. You will see me and Bren there again this next upcoming year, running it the same way. Now, we will probably have some more hands this time because, man, having 2 people run a booth that exceeded way over our limit was
you
really
didn't need
harsh.
to eat or use the bathroom, did you?
Oh yeah, no, not at all. 12-hour days with only 2 people, fantastic. But no, me and Bren plan on bringing Catalyst back to Adepticon again, so no worries there. Now, whether or not we will have stuff from the clan invasion there in time, that's probably was going to be your second question. That's going to be a little harder.
When's Adepticon?
It's March.
Wow, that's going to be tight.
It's close. It's going to be tight.
I hate to tell you guys, I probably will not let them bring any Kickstarter stuff to Adepticon unless we got an early mailing out. Because unless the first wave has gone out to you guys, no.
Yeah.
But we'll still bring some cool stuff, but not Kickstarter stuff. Question from Naldarn. Any Sohama units with the unseen mechs now that the legal issues have been dealt with? I'm gonna punt this one and say this is about more the Clan Invasion box set and the Clan Invasion campaign. The new versions of the Unseens are awesome and amazing, and we don't want to take anything away from them. Do we ever hope to see the actual classic images again? We always hope, but there's just that's certainly more question about the legal issues and other things going on. We could soak up 10, 15 minutes on that topic alone.
Well, and the truth, it really comes down to most of us like our redesigns better. I mean, we're true to the spirit of those. We're going to hit every single one of those, but yeah, the effort that has gone into being true to the spirit of those, but actually making them authentically BattleTech, it has been really, really nice, and so far very well received. So yeah, you'll continue to see all of those designs and they will all be getting added over the course of time. Exactly where and how, I'm not exactly sure because we're constantly fighting over which units get put where. I'm a huge Baboon fan, and as you can see, it did not make the list. But that said, the Howler will show up at some point.
Shameless Warrior 13. When can we expect Ilclan to release? We don't have a good answer. We don't have a
I'm
good answer.
expecting end of Q4, somewhere in Q1 of next year, right in there.
I'm going to tell you probably be more likely Q1. There's some things we really got to solve, and fortunately we've got Blaine Pardo and Mike Stackpole, some others, Jason Schmetzer, great authors, are going to be flying out here to Washington next month to sit down and talk about some of these issues. And once we resolve some of those story issues, we'll have a lot better idea.
What he said.
I'm looking. I see some more questions here we've already answered, so I'm trying to find ones we haven't. Talon or Brent, you got anything?
Thanks, John Hayes. Appreciate it, man. See, he likes Redesigns better. Kerensky Con. What sort of timing are you looking at for Kerensky Con? From A. Slaves.
We don't know. That's something we'll work. We'll actually be talking to the Kerenskys after the convention to say what kind of openings do you have, and we'll try to find something that fits most people.
He said after the convention. He meant after the campaign.
After the campaign. Sorry.
So Lead Pipe Studios asks, can we submit elementals for pilot cards?
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
We encourage that. We encourage elementals. We encourage tank drivers. I would love to see. We've had people ask, can I be a noble? Yeah. Can I be a special forces operative? Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to just be a mech pilot.
Whatever you want to be. Again, be creative and think about other places in the universe you want to fit in. You want to be a fixer on Solaris 7? We can do that. Now, you could always be an ex-pilot doing something new, or an ex-tanker or an ex-elemental. So if you would rather have, that ability to jump back in your machine in this fiction and go, gallivanting off to war, leave yourself that opening. But if you could give us something, let's face it, we got 2,000 mech warriors queuing up to be part of the fiction. I'm telling you, I'll let John talk for a second if he's still around, but I'm betting John would love to see non-mech warrior canon characters. John?
Yes, absolutely. I fully, wholeheartedly support what Lauren said. We all know that big stumpy robots are the heart of the BattleTech universe. However, there's a whole cadre, there's a whole crew of people that make them run and support them, and we want to tell all their stories. We don't. Yes, the mech warriors and they're important, but it's also the other people, the unsung heroes sometimes. Okay. Who make the stories go. It's not just the guys, the pilots in the mechs, it's everyone else too. And I want to tell all those stories. I don't want anyone to be left out. So yeah, stretch your imaginations. Create characters that you want to see come to life on the page.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you got?
So Ace Timberwolf asks, besides Kickstarter stuff, are there other products in the pipeline coming up for CGL website or for the next wave of cons?
Other than Kickstarter, will there be more product coming up? Yes.
Yeah, we've got some novels. We've got the RPG.
The Mech Destiny. Oh, look at that.
Oh, he's actually like a little. Is it a fake book, Brent, or is it a real book?
Hey, it's over there. Look, I can touch it.
Can you open it up? Show us a random page.
No.
Give him a sneak peek.
Yeah, I can open it up. It looks great. Awesome. There's some good stuff. Yeah, this book.
Does he got his tattoos? Did he get the tattoos, Brent?
I'm sorry, what?
Did he get tattoos on his arms?
No, we had too much tattoos in the last one, so I told the artist to take all the tattoos off. No tattoos.
Aw. Okay.
So
Well, actually, there's another one. For those of you that don't know, Tactical Operations is actually going to be split into 2 books now. So this is what they will look like. We're going with the retro covers. So coming up, you're going to see that as well as we continue to put the whole of the core rulebook line into reprint.
I've always liked that cover with the Elemental. I always liked that one.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, Brent fishing for more stuff. I got White Wolf. Will Crescent Hawks be available as an option for coins and dice? Not this time around, but if and when we do this again, I think it's safe to say you're going to see mercenaries, periphery, minor powers, historicals, we just had to draw the line at some point, and that was my choice more than anyone's. I just because every faction creates like 8 to 12 new SKUs. We just had to say enough. So love the Crescent Hawks. Would love to do them, but not this time.
For what it's worth, on the Crescent Hawks, we actually included the Crescent Hawks in that last round of acrylic dice that we did, and it kind of reignited the fervor around that particular unit. I fully intend on bringing the Crescent Hawks back to one shape or form. So if you got yourself a pilot card and you want to be a member of the Crescent Hawks, there's a place for that. So find several of your friends too to help flesh out that unit, because this is going to be a whole new one.
Eric
I have
Johnson.
one, by the way.
Oh, go. You good.
Yeah.
The Red Duke T-shirt and the 35th anniversary being available through the Pledge Manager is also. What about the 2 Alpha Strike card decks? Will we be putting those available through the manager?
The Red Duke T-shirts and the anniversary shirts, no, those are already on the website. The Alpha Strike card decks, yes, those will be available through the Pledge Manager.
Nice.
All right, so I got one for you and Brent since you're here. And Lauren, your answer is probably I already probably know it, but Lauren, Brent, what is your favorite mech?
That's not fair.
You're gonna say Solitaire, aren't you?
No, that's like asking who my favorite kid is, which I never. It all depends on the day, Lexi. But
well, for mechs, actually, it's interesting because you got to kind of like the first mech I completely fell in love was the Behemoth and the Rifleman. Those two were so quintessential for me. But when it comes down to actual time I've played. The Shadowcat, bar none, I've played more hours, hundreds of hours of gameplay in the Shadowcat beyond any other mech. Just love that unit.
I do like the Solitaire because it's one of the ones I got to design, and it's for what it does as a light mech. It's pretty sick. My favorite was probably classic. Would be the classic Warhammer. I loved the Warhammer, and modern, probably still the Sagittaire. Again, one of my designs, but the artist made it look so much more cool than I ever imagined it to be. That mech looks like it's just gonna hurt you. So I just love the look of it. I love how it plays. Just a great mech. So
well, here's a fun twist for you, Lauren. Of the redesigns that we've done, what's your favorite redesign?
Ooh.
Because my favorite redesign completely, I'm like, that totally changed the rules for me.
My favorite redesign, I think it's a toss-up between the Warhammer and the Phoenix Hawk. I think those both were really those ones gave me the feel of what came before, and still looked darn cool to be by themselves. Like a couple of them were like, I didn't see the old design in there enough to really appreciate them. But the Warhammer and Phoenix Hawk probably of the redesigns my 2 favorites.
Those 2 are really interesting, and I'm glad you zeroed in on those. The funny thing is, if you hold them side by side with the original, there is not a millimeter of that thing that didn't get changed. And Anthony overhauled everything. But you look at it, and you instantly know what it is.
The aesthetic, of what made it cool, the profile, you could see it in there. Yeah. So
for me, hands down, the Executioner blew my mind. I've always hated the look of the original. And honestly, in gameplay, it was never really my mech. But man, as soon as Anthony turned in the sketch, I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. I mean, just over and above, that is the coolest, most wicked looking mech.
Eric Johnson wants to know, can you guys bring the paint sets back, please? And then lots of exclamation points. So he really wants it to happen.
Oh, you're like very
he's
top
talking
of the
about the
list.
prepackaged paint.
I assume he's talking about those really awesome. I mean, there was those really awesome water-based Ralph Partha paints. Those were awesome paints.
Yeah.
Not really our thing, though.
We're not a paint company.
Yeah,
I
no,
would much rather make an arrangement with like Vallejo or something and say, hey, would you do prepackaged batches for us?
Or we could talk to Mike. We could talk to Arwen Metals. I mean, why not have? I mean, they have the Ralph Partha stuff. Why couldn't they bring back the Partha paints as an Arwen Metals paint?
Actually, that's a good idea, and they do have prepackaged paintbrushes and stuff at Iron.
Yeah. Well, Eric, I guess I can say is we will look into it. It's not really our thing, but I like the old Partha paints. I painted, I painted with those a lot. I liked them. Let's see what we got here. Larkin Omega. Any plans for after 2 million with 38,000 left to go? Is coming up later tonight. Not a lot, not huge plans. But but we've got maybe like something that we're looking at something we might throw in there that would take us to the very end of the campaign for Saturday evening. We're just trying to tweak it into place to make it fair for every pledge level. So let's give it a qualified maybe on that one. It's pretty generic. I'll say right now, it's not going to be, the 2 million. We gave you the last of the cool stuff at the 2 million mark, and you're going to hit it, and it makes me happy. You're going to hit it. Yeah.
So Matt Maida asks, with everyone owning smartphones and the younger market of BattleTech players, will there be ways to play with an application? It is mentioned slightly in the Kickstarter, but any new info? So this is in relation to part of the information of our application that we put out that we're going to put out for people to see for the calculator.
So we are not allowed to create a BattleTech game you would play only on like a smartphone or a tablet. That's actually Microsoft's ability. However, we can do game aids. So for instance, right now we have a company working on the concept application, proof of concept app, to be able to do basically a force tracker and digital record sheet. So basically you could like have 4, 8, 12 mechs, flip between them, pop, do your damage, flip back. So you can track all your record sheets in one app on your phone or on your tablet. So things like that, yes, we are looking at that, and I've already seen some little stuff they've done with it that they're already looking at doing, and I think the first build is going to be cool, and I think after that, the stuff we will figure out how to do is going to be awesome. So definitely be doing some of that stuff.
Nice. Rob Moore, this is a quick one. Rob Moore asked, will the new RPG allow combat without having to set up Total Warfare or Alpha Strike?
I saw that one too. Yes. That's a really good one.
Yeah, absolutely. That is definitely an RPG game that you can play with or without the tactical game, by all means.
I'm hoping when I see that. I haven't seen the deal with that. I'm hoping when we do, it's not just a rush past the combat to get back to pure RPG elements. I like to see there be a structure for. That's the goob photo. Watch out.
That's right. It's right here. It's right here.
I had the ability to cut your face out, Brent, and put it on the Facebook. Don't go there.
Oh yeah, take a picture of it. So I'm hoping to see there's some structure there to encourage a tactical or strategic element to the RPG, and you could always pull out the board. But yeah, the whole idea would be you could bypass the board and still feel like you get your BattleTech fix. So hopefully we'll see how that goes.
So I've got another 2-part question from 2 different people, but they have to pertain about the app that we just talked about. Joshua Jury asks, any chance the app could be upgraded to have a database of mechs and other units?
There will be packs, data packs, for I guess what do you call them, but there'll be packs for you to grab bundles of mechs and vehicles to put into your system, I believe. There'll be a good number available with the app, but then there'll be more you can get later.
It's still pretty new in development. Like we threw together a really quick demo at Gen Con to show you guys, and so a lot of the stuff that we have in our brains now are going to change and evolve and be iterated upon in the next several months, getting a full-fledged app ready for you guys. And along with that, Edward Mata says, is there a way to join the dev team? I am a developer. So I think Jay's somewhere actually.
If you're looking at wanting to get into the mix with the freelancers and developers, we're always looking to add people to the team. So I would just say you reach out to us later and go through the process and see what comes up of that. So never a bad thing. And we'll put you, if you're talking specifically the app, we will try to get you in touch with the guy and see if that's another studio, not us, but we're happy to send you their direction, see if that's a good fit.
We get Urban Mech Lands pack that is not just 4 of the same Urban Mechs.
Right now, no. It's one Urban Mech. That's already one more mech that I wanted to do, but we had to.
You can buy a whole lot of them, though. We did have one of the cons actually talk about converting his entire order into nothing but Urban Mechs.
I'm not getting his name right, but Kau Johnston Kitazawa.
I think we lost John.
I hope not, because this question is for John.
Haha, John, you sucker. Is he back?
All right, John, you there?
Oh, he's back.
He's there.
I'm here.
John, this question's for you.
All right, John.
Yep.
Is there a possibility for fan contributions for the magazine if it gets off the ground?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Well, John said yes
Look,
in a
okay.
very confident and manly manner.
Let me go in a little more detail. We will the magazine, once we hit the 2 million, will be open to submissions. Yes. So those of you who are interested in writing fiction or otherwise, by the way, since there's a heavy component of nonfiction there too, we will be looking for all manner. We will have more information on that once we hit the goal and put out submission guidelines. But yes, I can tell you we fully expect it to be open to fan submissions like any other professional magazine. That is correct.
I'm trying to get through questions as fast as I can, guys, but you probably have hours of questions here.
Here's a fun one.
I'm going to say, if we don't get to your question today in this video, we're going to create some Q&A updates and try to get more answers for you. So please you guys these are all great questions.
We just only have a finite amount of time.
As you can.
Here's a fun one. What about user submitted paint jobs? By all means, the Camo Specs has a Facebook page. Go on to Facebook, reach out to the Camo Specs team. Awesome group of painters. By all means, go for it. There's no reason not to. There have been several in the last couple of years that actually are now Canon unit paint jobs, which have been accepted but not shown anybody, which were all done by fans.
Here's a round robin question from David Hoover. What has been your favorite stretch goal that was added? Talon, start with you this time. Your favorite stretch goal?
I mean, honestly, because I'm just that type of person, I really like the plushie.
All right, Talon.
Sure.
I have so many plushies just because I love enjoying them. I can't wait to add an Urban Mech plushie just so when someone walks in who knows Battletech and sees it goes, what the hell is that?
John, what do you got? What's your favorite stretch goal?
Well, Talon stole mine, to be quite honest. But actually, I really like how I have to say, even though it's going to be a challenge that we look forward to surmounting, is how fiction was integrated into all the stretch goals and all the Battletech stuff, even though it was a lot of mechs. There's a bunny just walking by. I like how fiction and the new stories that come out. I don't know if we released the Pardo story yet. Have we gotten out to the back?
It's released, yes.
Okay, and more of it coming with the epic team up of Stackpole and Coleman, which I'm really looking forward to. I just love that how it was integrated. So I can't pick one because again, Talon stole mine. So I'm going to say all the ones with fiction, that there's going to just be a whole slew of new exciting Battletech fiction coming on the pike for everybody.
Brett.
I'm going to go with the Clan Heavy Star for mine because we had the Behemoth, the Supernova, and the Marauder Warhammer and Hunchback 2Cs. That's just such an awesome, iconic throwback to the second line guys. That I just love that stuff. So, yeah, that was a huge one for me.
I'm going to go ahead. Earlier on, I said them different, but honestly, I'm excited about the magazine. I got into Battletech. I was excited about Battletechnology back in the day. I'm looking forward to what we can do in the magazine. In the end, I am a fiction story guy, so I look forward to things that help expand the story.
Very cool.
So Joshua Jury asks, do canon characters get to pick their ride?
You may request your ride. We will do our best, but the needs of the story outweigh the needs of the spreadsheet.
Bye, John.
I'm still here.
Get your video back then.
Yep. Okay.
All right. Kevin Shirey asks, can we get the name of all stores that support the Kickstarter? Then we can make sure to support them. I like that question.
That's an awesome question.
Kevin, thank you. Yes, I will ask, as long as the stores okay us to post their names, I am happy to do so, because the stores are they are joining us here in a campaign that by its very nature bypasses them for the first round. And we still have 120, 30 stores, I believe, who jumped in, which is awesome. So, and we're looking forward to working with them in the future and making sure they get lots of cool stuff.
Absolutely.
So
yeah,
people,
thank you, Kevin. We'll make that happen.
So people want to really let us know, apparently, because I saw several flashes or blips of it that we're 30,000 away from 2 million.
Yes, we are.
We're not going to
And
hit
with that-
or here on the. All right, everyone, right now, go and add. No,
Don't do it.
let's do it right now. No, let's not.
Okay, here's one for John.
Yeah.
Somebody BFB asks, can you guys start putting the BattleTech fiction on Audible as audiobooks? John, talk about audiobooks, my friend.
Well, hopefully he's gone out and gotten Embers of War, which already exists as audio, and coming up soon is going to be Forever Faithful by Blaine Pardoe. We are rolling out audio as fast as I can find narrators to narrate it. So yes, the response has been overwhelming. Really appreciate you guys loving audio as much as we do, and we want to give you as much as you can handle. So it's coming. I just have to roll it out, and I need more talking people. That's what I need. But yes, more's coming down the pike.
Hey, 13 Raz just said Scroggins just posted Irby concept art on his Patreon. So apparently he just got right on the Urban Mech. So
Yep.
there
I
is
told you
a
to
show-
go in it
That's
as we
really
spoke.
cool,
show
actually.
tomorrow.
That's amazing.
Nye 2000 asks, can we get some information about the command upgrade unlock for the record sheets? I'd love to know if it'll make it for the add-on or if it's something I need to set money aside for later on.
I'm not sure what the question was. Did anyone else catch that? Say it again, Talon. Sorry.
Can we get some information about the command upgrade unlock for the record sheets?
The premium record sheets. I think
I'd
they're
love
asking.
to. Yeah, I'd love to know if it'll make it for an add-on or if it's something I need to set money aside for later on.
I think we offered to put some in the as rewards. They may end up being just like initial prototype sheets as we're figuring this out. They're going to be based similar to what we did for in the beginner box, doing those color record sheets. Laminated, some color, some nice graphic work. They are definitely a concept piece right now. So I would say you're going to see something probably as part of Wave 2, maybe part of Wave 1, and then my guess is once we figure out how well those are received, we'll look at turning them into a retail product.
Don, I think we lost your video again.
Yeah, who wants to look at them anyway?
Exactly. He's not that pretty.
For Masters and Minions, Lauren only chooses non-canon paint schemes and Brent only chooses canon paint schemes.
Wait,
I'm not sure that was a question, but yes.
if you're talking about Masters and Minions, I don't think we've had a canon Masters and Minions paint scheme for like 8 years now.
I
Actually,
don't
this
think
last
Cal and
year,
I
I
ever
thought
had a
I
canon
had you
paint
guys
scheme.
painted in wolves. I thought I overruled you and had you painted in wolves.
Nope,
No.
we did tikis.
We did Hawaiian
Hawaiian
luau.
tiki, Hawaiian luau.
I tried, but
Oh
once
my
again,
God.
my diabolical scheme was thwarted.
No, Talon. I'm not sure that was a question or not, but yeah, Talon and I's first Masters and Minions team, we went with Babylon 5 paint schemes.
Yep.
Just for whatever reason, we thought that was funny, and we've never gone back to something normal. But we've already got next year's plan just for fun.
Yep. Can't keep us down, Brent.
Hawaiian. What?
Can't keep us down, Brent. We're gonna
That's
keep.
right. I know.
You might.
I love the Hawaiian paint scheme one. That would be awesome.
Yeah, you
The
might. You might
the
take our
big
mechs
tiki
from
heads
us.
were fun.
Yeah, you might take our mechs from us that we use every year, but you can't take our paint scheme.
Looking for more questions here. I got some online too if we need to run to those, but we're about 15, 20 minutes away. We'll go to 7:30 and then do some wrap-ups, guys. But let me see if I got any more questions.
I'm sure there's plenty more in there.
Oh, we've actually done a pretty good job. The ones I'm seeing are often repeats, so I'm trying to.
So a Babylon 5
Grand
map
Melee
is
map.
coming.
Yes, you'll be able to put it together to get one full giant one.
All right, I'm gonna pop over here real quick.
Set?
Is there anything about the leather-bound book price or Alien Worlds map set price? The leather-bound Legends book probably in the $65 to $75 range, depending on how thick it is and how many people actually order it. Because the more people that want it from the Kickstarter, the cheaper it'll get for everybody. Brent, what is our map set price? I'm assuming Alien Worlds will be the same as Grasslands.
Yeah, currently they're $30 when we sell them either through our website or from us at a show. We have been looking at putting them into distribution, which may end up requiring a change on that. But direct from us, I assume they'll all be still at the $30 price point.
You're talking the paper map sets.
The paper maps are $30.
Yeah, the map sets.
Neoprene mats are
No,
also $30.
paper. Okay, they're both $30. Okay,
Correct.
I was making sure.
Jeez. took long enough. Yep.
Brett or John, no off-topic conversations.
Yeah.
Um,
My Bluetooth is working, so I can hear you in the car now. It's even better.
Oh, there you go.
You got a question for us, Alan?
No, I was
Bring
actually, I was focusing on John's sound as it came in. It
All
completely
right, I got a
derailed me.
question here.
Oh, actually,
What?
click goal.
What's that?
The click goal for Norse Foundry. Someone just posted it up.
Oh, yeah, I hear they've seen about 300 unique, like 1,200 clicks, but only 300 unique. So you guys who are clicking on it multiple times, it only counts as one. But you're about a third of the way, maybe halfway there. I think we'll get it. So if you guys haven't done that, on the social media missions, there is a link to a company that works with us on a lot of Battletech stuff called Norse Foundry. And if they get 1,000 click-throughs, even if you don't back, just 1,000 click-throughs, they're going to underwrite making the challenge coins a little bigger. The reason why we're promoting them, Norse Foundry does for us lapel pins. They're doing the challenge coins. They do the laser engraved Battletech dice we've been showing off at conventions. They do a lot of cool stuff for Battletech. So he just asked us to do a click-through social media mission, so we did. So you guys should go click on that and just at least wave at him and say hi over on his Kickstarter.
I've got a couple of quick ones I'll just bounce through.
Yeah, go ahead.
The neoprene mats, as more neoprene mats are produced, is it possible the price will come down? No, the $30 price really is the bottom of that. If anything, when it goes into retail, you'll probably see it go up. But in general, we've found everyone that we have talked to, retailers and distributors, have said the $30 price point is really the low end of that scale.
For that size of neoprene mat, it's a really good deal.
Yeah, the quality is excellent. So
and we don't know what the tariffs are going to do to us, guys. I hear they've been delayed again, but eventually they're going to roll in there. When the tariffs roll in, it's only going to go up. We will keep it as low as we can for as long as we can.
Yeah, we've got Jason Cabral out there saying, "Bring back the Eridani light horse." I have plans for that, so hold your horses. It'll happen.
Oh my!
I hope that was intentional.
We have a question for John. What's up with the leather-bound Legends books?
What is up with that, Lauren? That's a Pulse Publishing question. But the short answer is those are being looked at. Someone tossed me an SR art book I have to get through first. And then the leather-bound limited edition Legends books are next on my list. So they are coming, just not right away.
I'm not sure if they mean Legends, the old Battletech novels, or the book Legends Randall wants to do, because, of course, that's not confusing naming something twice. Legends...
We've never done that before. I'm assuming it's the Warrior Trilogy.
I think they're talking the Legends book that's the Mech Warrior Tech readout thing. Obviously, we're not on the same page, so we'll have to come back to you on that one. I have a question here. What conventions will we be at and doing like our meetings or conventions or panels at? We will be at PAX West in Seattle next month. We will be in, I believe, in Essen in Germany in October. We will be going to Adepticon next year. We will be at Origins next year, and then, of course, back to Gen Con next year. There may be a few. Did I miss anything obvious, Talon? Those are the big ones I know we're doing for sure.
Not obvious, but they're still up for talks of doing some smaller ones, but not nearly in the capacity where we would be taking like meetings with people that would be able to answer, because there's always those are the major conventions that Lauren just said for our entire team goes to, where all of your questions can usually be answered. A lot of the smaller ones like Adepticon, where me and Bren go to, we can answer a lot of questions. When you start getting really in depth on the back end of the company, we just won't be able to answer questions like that sometimes.
We are looking at PAX, going back to PAX East and trying PAX South this coming year, but we'll see. John Hayes.
Hold on. There was an additional one in here. What about Metcon? To our knowledge, Metcon.
Oh, thank you. No, we are. Metcon is in Germany this year. They're doing it at the Paradox headquarters, and I believe Randall and Bryn are already signed up to go. Don't look at me. Talk to Randall.
Lauren, did you mention Dragon Con next year? which we have
Dragon Con, I have not seen a confirmation we've got booth space, but if they give us if we get space, we will go.
Okay, there you go. Yep.
John Hayes asks, art book reprint, ? Helfers. The Battletech art book, the 25 years of art and fiction as a reprint. What do you think?
Yeah, we should do it. There's at least, I know there's several people who've asked about getting a reprint out there, and I'm all for it.
This is one of those things like I mentioned earlier when John wasn't here about doing Battletech novels as a book a month club. Hey, John. That we maybe we'll put a
so much.
Maybe we'll put a sign up list together, and if enough people will sign up ahead of time saying yes, I would want one of those. If we can reach a minimum viable number, I'd love to do a reprint. But unless we know we've got 500 to 700 people ready to go, it gets tight. That's a big book, and it's sold steady but really slow. So doing a reprint we're looking at it.
So another question I got here, I think I've seen it a couple of times now. Any chance of getting the sword and the dagger as ebook / print on demand? Old copies are going for hundreds of dollars.
I have been working to get that estate to sign the paperwork. Unfortunately, the author is no longer with us, and her heirs are not really interested in. They don't really care about whether or not that book ever comes back out again. So I keep trying to tell them why it should be out. Some people love it. Some people hate it. I just want it because it completes the set. So I'm working on it, but it comes down to the heirs of Artith Mayer have got to sign a piece of paper for tops.
Grey Death Legion. I keep seeing this comment go up here, and just so we're clear, I have awesome diabolical schemes in place for the Grey Death Legion coming back. So for those of you that are big Legion fans, just know Blaine and I are working on it.
Luke Johnson asked, does Destiny equal anarchy? Meaning, does MechWarrior Destiny, is it basically Shadow and Anarchy repurposed?
Very close. The difference would be that we added an additional chapter that is specifically just for the tactical players that want to add some how do you do the RPG character development stuff to your regular tactical game. So yeah, it's pretty much Anarchy, but with that extra chapter added in to make it really, really plug and play additional to tactical.
Jeff Swift says, expletive Lauren, greenlight the rest of the combat manuals. I want to write more of them. Hey, Jeff. Yeah, a lot of people want to see more combat manuals to have us finish those up. Let's just say maybe we are looking at moving forward with trying to do a couple more of those, at least complete the initial set. I know Brent would love to be involved in getting those back out, getting those finished. Maybe we let Jeff write for some of them, I guess.
For what it's worth, the combat manuals were a really, really cool concept. The problem is that we launched them at a time when almost the entire line was out of print. So they came out kind of as a thud. They didn't do really well
but they're great books.
Sources. There was nothing else on the shelf to support them.
Yeah, but they're great books. One of those
ones where we're like, okay, if we could actually properly support these games, how would these combat manuals do? So we are actually looking at that. That was something that Ray brought up last month. It is under consideration. Once we get the first half of the Kickstarter things out the door, then we can start looking at those secondary items.
Here's a dangerous question. I'll let Brent start, then I'll overrule him on everything. Ryan Peach asks, what do you envision for Battletech long term?
What you're going to see is that the bird aliens from Far Country, it turns out they've been in a massive industrial growth, and they are going to take over the clans. The Ill Clan is actually going to be bird people.
Okay.
I love it.
You heard it here first. On that note, I think I'm going to basically start us with a. That's the perfect one to go out on. So, okay. So, real quick, guys. Final thoughts, starting with the guy who came in late and never got his video working very well, Mr. John Helfers.
Hey, folks, the Kickstarter has been amazing. It's really exploded beyond all our wildest dreams. We have a whole bunch of great stuff coming to you down the pike. So bear with us. Be patient on some things because those 2,000 names are going to come out, but slowly. And just we have a lot of great stuff for everyone. Thanks so much for participating. It's been great virtually chatting with you all.
Talon,
What's up?
final thoughts.
Sorry, I was reading through questions still.
We are at 90 minutes, so we're gonna wrap up, and we're gonna do any of the questions we missed. We're gonna do them in an update.
Okay.
So, any final thoughts on your video updates or other issues that have been going on?
Nope, not at the moment. This has been fantastic so far.
All right, Brent. Any final things on art and all things nonverbal?
Well, yeah. Jason Catterall just posted again the Natasha Kerensky body pillow would push us up past 3 million, and it might. I'm having a hard time arguing with that.
I'd buy that for $1.
I gotta worry about any Catalyst product that would have to show up in a brown paper box. So let's.
Oh my God.
Hey, Keith Hahn's, for those of you who saw on Facebook and posts over the last couple of years, Keith Hahn's wife did the best Natasha Kerensky cosplay I have ever seen at Metcon 2017. It was amazing. So, yeah.
Well, Chemo Kirkby did point out you only need to do the pillow case because they probably already have the body pillow.
So
Bam, there you go.
So
there
Lauren, before we leave, I got one last question for you.
Hit me.
Is there any future for Battle Force or the more strategic BattleTech games?
Well, Alpha Strike's a more strategic battle.
Yeah,
That might be
that
may be a brain question though too.
Yeah, right now we're absolutely focusing on the Total Warfare rule set and the Alpha Strike rule set. Right now, those are the two tent pillars holding up the giant tent that is BattleTech. Those other game systems, they do exist by all means. There's some wonderful niche players that are diehard devoted players, fans of that, and that's awesome. But they still have those, and until we're ready to really give support behind any kind of focus on those other rule sets, we're just going to focus on Alpha Strike and Total Warfare for the moment. But obviously, we're seeing a huge excitement in BattleTech the world over right now.
Except we actually have a person brought to us, and we are acquiring a BattleTech strategic board game that is similar to an actual grand strategy level board. So the one that the Jim did. So yeah, so Battle Force will be that's a level beyond Alpha Strike, but we're also taking a step to the side and looking at other ways to apply BattleTech to strategic board game playing. Sure. So that's you heard it here first. I'll let that one slip, and that'll make Randall either really happy or really angry. I don't either one. What's funny is those are both fine with me. So
he's not here.
There's no difference. So on that note, guys, this was fun. I hope we got a lot of good information out there. I hope you're all excited about the end of the Kickstarter. 2 million and change and wrapping this up. And then we have a year of work ahead of us.
A lot of work ahead of us.
To make it all happen. You've all been awesome. We appreciate you a lot. We could not do this without you. We get to do what we love to do because of you guys. So thank you so much. As Brent does yes, Vanna White, he is not.
That's right.
All right. Thank you, and we'll see.
Thank you guys.
We'll do another one in the near future. All right. Go BattleTech.
Yes.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye bye.